Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back with ايناس القرشي. Today we will discuss big changes number 4, language in the context, page number 10. Find out the following information about your partner. Then introduce him or her to the class. Ask about full name, where he or she lives, where he or she was born, where he or she grew up, about his or her family background, about his or her interests, how long he or she has been interested in them. Then introduce your idea about your partner to the class. I will give you example. I will talk about myself. My full name is ايناس عبدالعزيز القرشي. I live in Yamba. I was born in Mecca and grew up there. I was born, for example, in 1990. My family is a family who cares about education, taking care of health, worshipping Allah, taking care of your religion. I'm interested in swimming for 15 years ago. Okay, this is an example. Now, number 5, listening. Listen to the information about immigrants in the past. Answer true or false. Number 1. Many immigrants came to the United States in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Number 2. The voyage across the ocean was hard, but most immigrants had comfortable compartments on ships for sleeping and eating. 3. Many immigrants were poor. When you listen to the audio, focus on this information. 4. At Ellis Island, the role of officials was to give immigrants information about the United States. 5. People who were sick had to go back to their native countries. Number 6. Ellis Island became known as the Heartbreak Island among immigrants. Okay, when you listen, try to answer with the true or
Page 10.
false.
5. Listening. Listen to the information about immigrants in the past. Answer true or false.
For centuries, people have made major changes in their lives. Many have moved to other countries in search of new lives. One of the great periods of immigration was between 1880 and 1920. At that time, 23 million immigrants arrived in the United States. Most of them came from poor towns and villages in southern and eastern Europe. They had one thing in common. They believed that in the United States, life was going to be better for them. It was the land of freedom and prosperity. Most of these immigrants were able to get just enough money to pay for the trip across the ocean by boat. Many arrived without any money to their names. Often the father of a family came first and found work. Then he sent for his wife and children. The trip across the ocean for poor immigrants was terrible. Men, women, and children stayed in crowded and smelly compartments deep down in the hold of the ship. They had no showers, and there were no dining rooms for them. They went up on deck to get food from huge pots. This was the price they had to pay to get to the New World. On their arrival in the United States, they saw the Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor. But they weren't free to enter America right away. When immigrants landed in New York, ferry boats took them to Ellis Island, where immigration officers questioned the new arrivals and doctors examined them. Those who failed the medical exam had to go back to their native countries. Sometimes, if a child was ill, the entire family had to return. Ellis Island became known as Heartbreak Island among immigrants.
Page 10. 5. Listen.
Okay, let's go back to the sentences. Number 1. It's true because many immigrants came to the United States in 1880 and 1920. Number 2. False, because the voyage was not comfortable and it was a smelly compartment, no food to eat. Number 3. True, because no one will leave his country if he is rich or immigrate from his country. Number 4. False, because the officials was the role of the officials was to question them and examine them to see if they were sick or not. Number 5. People who were sick had to go back to their native countries. True. 6. Ellis Island was known as a Heartbreak Island. It's also true.
Page 10.
Okay.
5. Listening. Listen to the
Okay, now we want to go to this section. What is the difference between immigrate from and immigrate to? Immigrate from, he was born in Brazil. He immigrated from Brazil. It means that he left his country to go to another country. He left his nation to go to other country. يعني هاجر من دولته التي ولد فيها إلى دولة أخرى. Immigrate to, he immigrated to Canada. He lives there now. It means he went to other country. He immigrated to means يعني هو هاجر إلى الدولة الأخرى. طبعا هي ليست دولته. This is the difference between immigrate from and immigrate to. Okay, number 6. We will move to number 6, pronunciation. Listen to the note. Listen and note the stress, then practice.
Page 10. 6. Pronunciation. A. In English, speakers stress or emphasize words that they think are important. These are usually content words like nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Listen and note the stress, then practice.
My mother was born in Riyadh. Where did you grow up? Mona is going to college in Qasim. Have you ever visited Europe?
B.
Okay. We want to go back. Notice that he emphasizes on the nouns like mother, Riyadh, Mona, college, Qasim, Europe. كان يأكد عليها في النطق يخليها واضحة لما ينطقها لأنها أسماء. Also he emphasizes on verb born, going, grew up, visited. كان يأكد على الأفعال كمان. Okay, this is all for our lesson. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget the subscribe and the like and the share. With you, ايناس القرشي. Goodbye.